The amount of OCD that I was packing for this trip was honestly incredible. I had an entire Canva board with every piece of clothing that I brought because I was only bringing a carry-on to a 3-week trip in Europe. And how I fit everything into the carry-on, I had vacuum seal bags, which, holy goodness, this was a game changer. Just look at how chaotically OCD this is. Y'all, vacuum seal bags when packing for the win. Also, I'm scared of how I look too. I feel like this was the best packing for a trip that I have ever done in my entire life. It was efficient. I brought the perfect amount of things. I had room to buy even more stuff when I was there. So I wanted to share all of the outfits that I created for you on my 3-week trip to Europe. I'm just so excited to be here. I was in the French and Italian Riviera, so everything was totally based off what I thought the vibe would be there. Let's get into the outfits. I am going to preface this by saying I'm excluding a few outfits because I did some shopping while I was there, and I want to give you guys a full haul of everything that I bought in Europe, so that will be out next week with the outfits that I made on the trip included. So make sure you are subscribed if you want to see that. I'll also be releasing some travel vlogs coming out shortly, so stay tuned for those also. But let's go ahead and dive in. Day one, we had a boring outfit. It was a travel day. Black t-shirt, black pants. I basically just unpacked, took a walk around, but the exciting outfit was a little bit later in that night when I got to wear the first official fit of the trip, which is this blue set that I got from Abercrombie. This is one of my all-time favorite sets. I love these ruffled, layered, tiered skirts. They make me feel so elegant and like a princess. And because this was a set, I could wear the top with other things, I could wear the bottom with other things. So as you probably saw in my little Canva boards, a majority of what I brought was sets, just because those were super easy to mix and match together, and they were all in complementary colors, so it was easy to do so. I wore this bag pretty much every single day of the trip. It is a little raffia tote bag, and it's a knockoff of the Prada one. I got it on Amazon, and these nude shoes were one of the 3 pairs that I brought. I brought my tennis shoes, I brought my Birkenstocks, and I brought these nude shoes. I got these at Target. I will have them linked down below for you guys. These are literally the most comfortable shoe. I was walking like 10 miles a day in these shoes, absolutely no problem whatsoever. They got absolutely wrecked, which is something that's kind of disappointing about these shoes, is they don't really hold their quality. It definitely is a $25 shoe, but nobody's looking too closely at your feet anyways, and I'm walking around in Europe. Like, they were bound to get destroyed. So this was like one of my favorite outfits of the trip. I just feel like a princess in this skirt. It's just so stunning and gorgeous. The next morning, I wanted to wear something kind of simple. So basically how it like went throughout the day is I would wear something like casual during the day and then something a little bit more exciting at night. So I wore my absolute favorite corset top with these denim shorts that I brought. These were the only denim shorts that I brought, and I thought they were so perfect. Like, the ruffle just makes them like a little bit more girly and fun and a little bit more exciting than just a boring denim short. I got these off Urban Revivo. I don't know if they're still available, and that last set, I don't know if it's still available, but I'm gonna do my best to link similar pieces to everything that I brought in the description for you guys, just in case you see something that you like. For this, I just wore those nude sandals again, and I actually had an extra purse chain, and I used that as a necklace, and I thought it looked kind of like edgy and cool, but that definitely wasn't a necklace, it's a purse chain, but it worked and it was cute. For dinner that night, I wore this dress, and I'm bummed because this was actually the only time that I wore this dress on the trip, and I wish that I wore it more, but I'll explain in a minute why I didn't. This gorgeous orange dress, I have wanted this dress for so long. It is from Alamore The Label. That's like one of my favorite dress stores. It's definitely expensive, but I got this dress. It's a sold out style on Poshmark for $50, and I think it's like originally priced closer to 200. And so when I saw it on Poshmark, I was instantly sold. Have I woken up yet? This has this beautiful ruffle off the shoulder sleeve. You can wear it on the shoulder too if you want, but I definitely like the off the shoulder style. And it has a corset all throughout. And oh my gosh, I am so obsessed with this. It is so beautiful, but this wrinkles like crazy. And the entire time I was in Europe, I didn't have a steamer or an iron. And to get this dress in the condition that I got it to, I'm not even joking, I was literally steaming it over my kettle. Let me just show you what we're working with. This is how wrinkly it is, but look at what I just did. I literally just steamed this side. So I need to show you how much of a genius I am. I have my kettle going and the steam coming out of that, I'm literally using it to steam my dress. I just thought this was funny and you guys would find my MacGyver laundry, my MacGyver steamer hilarious. So, okay, you're welcome. It took way too long, and that's part of the reason I only wore this dress once, unfortunately. So the next morning I woke up early to go to the antique market and just take some pictures on the beach, and I wore this knit set that I got at Sabo's Skirt. I love this set. They have this set in a few different colors. I'm not sure if this one is still available or not, but I'll link at least the other colors in the description for you guys. And this skirt, oh my God, is just one of the most comfortable things. I wore this skirt so much throughout the trip, as you will see. I just loved how easy this was, and even for it being such a casual outfit, I feel like it was so elevated just because, one, I think matching sets just have a tendency to always look fabulous no matter what. But two, like the color and like the knit, and it just felt so luxurious. This was a travel day actually, and from here I went to Genoa. And when I got to Genoa, that's like when I changed my outfit. I had like a boring travel outfit. But when I arrived, I have this beautiful handkerchief. It's like a silk scarf, and I tied it around into a shirt, which I did a lot in multiple different ways throughout this whole trip. And I wore it with a black pair of pants that I brought. And these were the only pants that I brought. And I'm so happy I did, because these ended up being like one of like the most worn things on the trip for me. I love how this outfit came out. I felt like because I was in a lot more of a city kind of vibe, I wanted like sleek city, sophisticated looks, and I just feel like with this pair of trousers and the way that I fashioned this top, like I just totally nailed it. And so these trousers, again, are something I wore a majority of my time in Genoa. So I just enjoyed dinner out on the balcony that night. And the next morning, I wore those same trousers and that black tank top that I traveled in. And I paired it with my tennis shoes and this little, it's a fake Prada fanny pack, and I'm just like obsessed with it. I just think it's so cute. I got it on eBay actually. And I thought this was just like, again, like a super like sleek city look. Like it was casual, but super elevated at the same time. And I was basically just exploring all throughout the streets in the morning that day. And then later in the afternoon, I did have an outfit change for my next activity, which was just going and doing some more sightseeing, having lunch, and yeah, doing some shopping this day actually too. So I brought this pair of white shorts. I had that same scarf top, but I just tied it a little bit differently. So for dinner later that night, because of course we had to wear like 3 outfits a day. I mean, I just had to take all of the pictures, get all of the variety, and also make the most of like everything that I brought. And it was just so fun to make outfits on this trip just because of the way that I did the capsule wardrobe. So I went with the corset and the blue knit skirt, and I wore this outfit actually twice on the trip. I wore it for a dinner later on in the trip too, and I just love how this looks. I just think it's so beautiful and elegant. For this particular time that I wore it, I think I wore my tennis shoes and my black Prada bag to kind of make it a little bit more casual. So I was dressing it down a little bit, whereas later in the video when I wear this outfit again, I use different accessories, so I make it just like a little bit different. But I like how this one kind of came out. I think it was I think it was so cool. I love this outfit. That corset is literally my favorite top that I own. The next day I had, again, an explore and sightsee kind of a day. That was pretty much just every single day. I would just like wake up and like go on adventures. But this day I went to a castle, I went to a church, and so I wanted something like casual, but I still wanted to, you know, be cute. So I had my little flare denim shorts and then this white crop top with these puff sleeves and a little tie in the back. I love this top. And because this was an explore day and I knew that I was going to be out for a while, I wanted to be comfortable. So I wore it with my Birkenstocks and this little brown backpack that I brought, which is so cute. I felt like I could still, like, you know, have all my things with me, but I wasn't super touristy looking with like an actual backpack. This one is actually a diaper bag from Vaughn Design and I love it. There's so many compartments on the inside, which is meant for like all the baby stuff, but like it worked perfectly for all of the things that like I just needed to carry like with me. And so yeah, I love that backpack. I wore that backpack so often throughout this trip, including my outfit later in the night when I went out to dinner. I had those black trousers on, that white corset. I threw it on with the backpack, and for my shoes, I just wore my nude sandals, and I thought that that kind of helped tie in the color of the bag a little bit more, and also helped to like dress up the outfit and make it a little bit less casual. If I were to have like worn my Birkenstocks, for example, I felt like this outfit would have been more daytime, but with the nude heels that I brought, I think it took it into a nighttime look. And the next day was a travel day to my next location, and when I went to Portofino after this, and when I got there, I just had like a chill day at home. I really didn't do too much, so I didn't really put on an outfit or document an outfit. But the next morning when I was exploring the town, I wore one of my favorite tops, and it's this blue, okay, this is not blue, it's orange. I wore this orange ruffled top and it's just so cute. Like when I walk, the way it moves, it just kind of bounces and like flows with the wind, and I just loved the movement of this top. And I wore it with those white shorts that I talked about earlier and my blue raffia bag and the nude sandals. Okay, later that day I was wearing some outfits with clothes that I ended up buying when I was in Portofino. So again, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for next week's video because we have a haul. We have a Europe haul, we have an Italy haul. So the next day though, I wore this super cute dress that I got from Sabo Skirt. I love this dress. I love corsets. I mean, as you guys can tell, I have this fabulous corset from House of CB on today. Half of the things that I wore in Italy had corsets in them, or like was a corset top, and this dress was the exact same. It had a built-in corset, all these beautiful ruffles. It was this white linen fabric with these orange flowers all over. So it was just like, it just screamed Italy in every single way. And later that night, I had an outfit change, but again, it's an outfit that will be in next week's video. Did I say subscribe yet? Because subscribe. So the next day I wore this beautiful skirt that I got from Dear Jose. It's like this silky satiny skirt, and it has kind of like a oyster shell type shape gold piece of hardware on the side, and then these strips of fabric flow through. So there's a little bit of like asymmetry with this skirt. It's kind of high low. It's definitely got a really beautiful design, and I wore it with that blue top from the set that we talked about earlier in the video, and I love this look. It felt very like beachy, boaty, which was perfect because I was exploring in Portofino that day. I ended up on a boat, I was drinking wine, I was making friends. It was so much fun, and I just thought that this look, it was definitely like just a great Portofino look. It was beachy, it was blue, it was white, it was easy, it was breezy, it was beautiful, cover girl. Later that night, I wore this yellow set for dinner, and this skirt is probably my absolute favorite skirt that I own, just because of the way that it moves. Like, this thing is so beautiful, and I got this matching tank top. It isn't a matching set, but the colors are just almost exactly similar, so I kind of wore it as a set, and I loved wearing this. I just felt like a princess. I went out to dinner in this. I got some ice cream. I was walking on the pier when it was nighttime and like fireworks were going off. Like it was just like the most like romantic night with myself, and I loved wearing this skirt. I wore this skirt a few more times throughout the trip, but I just styled it a little bit differently. So after this, we went to our next stop, which was in Alassio, and for dinner that night, I re-wore that corset and blue skirt outfit, but this time I styled it differently. I have this little beaded white evening bag that I thrifted a few years ago, and I think I wore it with that and then just my nude shoes just to dress up the outfit. I was eating on the rooftop restaurant at the hotel that I was staying at, and it was just the most incredible setting I had ever seen and like been in, and the food was so good, and so I wanted like a fancy outfit, and I felt like instead of wearing the fanny pack and the sneakers how I did with the last time, wearing the sandals and the pretty bag would fit the vibe a little bit more. So the next day I just had a relaxing beach day, and later in the afternoon I went to town and I was exploring, and I wore my white corset and that blue ruffle tiered skirt, and I kind of tucked it up on the side just because I was doing a lot of walking, and like kind of kicking around the skirt just like became a lot at some point, so I just took it and I tucked it into the top, and I actually really like the shape that that made. It just kind of gave the skirt a little bit more visual interest by giving it this asymmetry, so I just kind of like left it there as I was like walking around and exploring. And then later that night I had my final dinner in Alassio before returning back to Nice, and I stuck with the corset. I already had it on from like literally the night before, and this time I paired it with those white shorts. I wore my nude sandals and my black fake Prada fanny pack, and I really loved this look. I thought it was super elegant, but also like easy and casual. I felt like in Alassio it was definitely more of like a relaxed, chill, like beach town, and so I felt like I was giving that energy, but just like a little bit more elegant, and that's just kind of what I was going for. The next morning we made our way back to Nice. I wore my white crop top with the little puff sleeves and my blue knit skirt with the blue raffia tote bag and my nude sandals, and oh gosh, I love this outfit. I think it's so cute, and I can't wait to like rewear it again this summer. I just thought that this was such a perfect summer look, and I basically this day just like took myself out to breakfast in the morning. I took some pictures, I did some sightseeing, and then later in the day I went to the Matisse Museum, which I was so excited about, and I already knew like what it looked like from the outside, and so I wanted my outfit to match, so I wore my yellow skirt with my orange ruffle top, and it was just such a vibe here. Like I just loved matching the building. I thought that that was so cute, and I just loved like walking around and exploring. It was super fun. This is the final outfit that we're gonna talk about in this video. I still have more Europe outfits for you guys, which again will be in next week's video. I've already mentioned this like 7 times at this point. Hopefully you subscribed, and you know the drill. Wait for next Wednesday. This last outfit, I wore my orange ruffle top with my blue skirt, and I just love this one. The movement of this skirt, the movement of the top, it's just so stunning and beautiful. And I went up and I was just doing some exploring in, I think it's called Castle Hill in Nice, and they have like a waterfall. There's a bunch of hiking trails, a bunch of lookout points, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. And because it was called Castle Hill, I wanted to dress like a princess naturally, so this was the princess outfit of the day. And that is going to conclude the outfits that I wore in Europe. I literally had the time of my life when I was there, and I have just been like waiting to come back to show you guys more about my trip, everything that I wore, everything that I did, everything that I bought. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. It's really such an honor and a pleasure to be able to share my passion for styling and fashion with you guys, and now also travel. And I can't wait to get those travel vlogs out to you and share some of the most beautiful memories that I've ever made in my whole life on my journey through the Italian and French Riviera. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.